Good morning and welcome to Barbara's Bulletin. I'm your host, Barbara, and we're glad you're joining us today. As we begin this new day, we're taking a close look at the ongoing debate over Brexit and the UK's relationship with the European Union. Recently, Labour Minister Nick Thomas-Symonds took on Nigel Farage, leader of Reform UK, over the government's Brexit reset agreement with the EU. In a speech, Thomas-Symonds warned that if Reform UK were to rip up this agreement, British businesses trading with Europe would face significant challenges, including more red tape and bureaucratic burdens. This comes as the UK and EU work towards finalising a deal on food and drink imports, aiming to remove the need for border checks on plant and animal products entirely. The proposed sanitary and phytosanitary agreement is seen as crucial for businesses and could have a positive impact on growth, job security, and food prices. However, Nigel Farage has pledged to reverse this progress if he were to become Prime Minister, stating that he would tear up the UK's Brexit treaties and undo existing agreements with the EU. This stance has sparked intense debate, with Thomas-Symonds accusing Farage of wanting Britain to fail and offering easy answers that divide communities. As we navigate these complex issues, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives and evaluate the potential consequences of each approach. We must also acknowledge the concerns of various stakeholders, including businesses, citizens, and politicians from across the spectrum. In our commitment to fairness and balance, we will continue to monitor developments and provide in-depth analysis of the key players and their positions. As the situation evolves, we'll bring you updates, insights, and expert opinions to help you make sense of it all. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're diving into a complex and contentious issue that's been making headlines in the UK. The debate surrounding asylum seekers and immigration has sparked intense discussion, with some calling for stricter controls and others advocating for more compassionate approaches. Recently, Nigel Farage's Reform UK party proposed a plan to deport up to 600,000 asylum seekers from Britain over a 5-year period. This would involve withdrawing from human rights treaties, such as the European Convention on Human Rights, and working with authoritarian governments to take back their citizens. The figure of 600,000 is based on estimates that there are around 1 million people living undocumented in the UK, although it's challenging to pinpoint exact numbers. To implement this policy, the UK would need to leave several international conventions, including the Refugee Convention, the Council of Europe Convention on Action Against Trafficking, and the United Nations Convention Against Torture. This move would have significant implications, potentially putting the UK at odds with other countries and raising concerns about the treatment of asylum seekers. Some experts argue that this approach could put people at risk of torture or persecution if they're returned to their home countries. On the other hand, proponents of the plan, like Nigel Farage, emphasize the need to address the issue of illegal immigration and its impact on British citizens. It's essential to acknowledge the complexity of this issue and the various perspectives involved. As we continue to follow this story, we'll strive to provide a balanced view, exploring both the challenges and potential solutions. The UK's asylum system has been under scrutiny for years, with successive governments grappling with how to manage the influx of people arriving in small boats from Europe. As we move forward, it's crucial to consider the human aspect of this issue, as well as the legal and political implications. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we conclude today's program, I want to bring attention to two significant stories that have recently emerged. The first involves the U.S. Army, where 4 soldiers are facing charges in connection with the sexual assault of a college student who has since become an officer. This incident allegedly occurred at Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington state and has led to multiple counts of sexual assault, indecent recording, distribution of indecent recording, conspiracy to commit sexual assault, and obstruction of justice. The details of this case are disturbing and highlight the ongoing issue of sexual misconduct within the military. The defendants face serious charges with potential sentences ranging up to 30 years for each specification if convicted. It's crucial that the military continues to address these issues head-on, ensuring a safe environment for all personnel and holding those responsible accountable for their actions. In another case, Paul Gallagher, the older brother of Oasis singers Liam and Noel Gallagher, has appeared in a London court on charges of rape, coercive and controlling behavior, sexual assault, making threats to kill, and assault leading to actual bodily harm. These allegations are extremely serious and must be thoroughly investigated. It's essential for the justice system to handle such cases with sensitivity and diligence, prioritizing the well-being and safety of the alleged victims. Both of these stories underscore the importance of addressing sexual misconduct and violence in all facets of society, whether within institutions like the military or in personal relationships. It's our collective responsibility to create environments where everyone feels safe and respected, and where such behaviors are not tolerated. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.